The Knicks' first preseason game against the Boston Celtics is on October 9th. That is just 8 days away. A lot of players around the NBA right now are gearing up and ramping up, getting ready for training camp. And one of those players on the New York Knicks is Quentin Grimes, who's been putting in a lot of work this offseason, working with a lot of different NBA greats. And one of them in particular, he's been seen working out with again recently. We're going to look at who that is and what they've been working on with Quentin Grimes. We're also going to look at if Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle can be the first duo for the New York Knicks to break the 11-year Knicks curse. We're going to look into this and so much more today. Let's get started. Quentin Grimes was seen again working out with JJ Redick. Now again, I love to see Quentin Grimes putting in the work this offseason. We knew he needed to work on his shot, given what we saw in the playoffs. He's taking it seriously. He's been doing that himself, but not only that, he's been doing it by participating in the Team USA Select Team and also by working out with a three-point specialist, an NBA legend himself, in JJ Redick. And JJ Redick had the following to say after working out with Quentin Grimes. JJ said the following on IG. Fun day back in the gym with Quentin Grimes. Q is an easy guy to coach. Work today on shot and footwork variability, creating space with cuts, one dribbles, and being an athlete when spotting up. Excited to see this guy play this season. You're not the only one, JJ. I think I can speak for all New York Knicks fans when I say we all want to see Quentin Grimes take that leap, and we all want to see what he can do headed into this season. Because I think Quentin Grimes has the potential to take that leap for this New York Knicks team, become that shooter that they need him to be, but also become that lockdown defender that we saw flashes of him being last season. But besides me telling you what he worked on with JJ, I think actions speak a lot louder than words. Roll the clip. Thank you, JJ Redick. Shout out to JJ Redick for working on these things with Quentin Grimes. Did you see what he was doing with Quentin Grimes and what they were working on? Did you see Grimes' footwork? Did you see how fast he was catching the ball and how quick he was releasing the ball? Making quick judgments and quick decisions. Exactly what he needed to do. Not keeping the ball in his hands for too long. He was cutting to the basket. And then he was making runs, cuts to the rim, catching the ball on the baseline or in the corners, and making the shot. And you saw JJ Redick telling him, don't make the shot right away. If you see a defender coming on you, you can fake it, move to the other side, and make that shot. And that's exactly what you saw Quentin Grimes doing. And in this response here, you even see JJ Redick state that Q is an easy guy to coach. And clearly he is, because you saw JJ really didn't have to work too hard to tell Grimes what to do. Grimes seemed to pick up on everything that JJ was talking about and everything he was telling him to do. When to shoot, how to move, how to use his IQ, when to use his athleticism, because he does have very, very good athleticism, but you can never see it a lot because sometimes with the Knicks offense, he's stuck in the corner, really asked to be the corner guy to shoot the three or defend the next team's best player. That's what he's really asked to do with the New York Knicks. You don't get to see the athleticism a lot. And one of the reasons he was drafted was because the Knicks saw that in college. So you definitely wanted to see it when he came into the NBA. And you argue, or at least I would argue, that the New York Knicks see that more with Grimes when he's running his own unit off the bench or when he's playing with the reserves more. That's what I'm saying. That's at least what I see. But what we've seen here with Quentin Grimes and JJ Redick is clearly they know exactly what Grimes needs to work on. He needs to work on being more aggressive. You can see here, he's trying to do that. He's using his athleticism when he needs to, especially in key moments, and he's doing so with quick decision making. Exactly what somebody like him needs to do. He's letting the ball go quickly, and that means defenses can't collapse on him right away. They have to make decisions on him quick too. That's very, very clutch to have with Quentin Grimes. He's going to be a great spacer. Let me say that again. He's going to be a great spacer for this New York Knicks team heading into next season. He was already one of the best three-point shooters for the New York Knicks. And now, this offseason, we've been seeing him put in that work with a lot of NBA greats, especially JJ Redick, who's already been known as a three-point specialist when he was in the NBA. And now he's teaching those skills to Quentin Grimes. And I think I can speak for everybody. If Grimes can be that three-point threat that JJ was, the New York Knicks are different. They are absolutely a different team. They look different, and they can be even more lethal in the Eastern Conference. Do not sleep on Quentin Grimes, what he's been practicing on. Do not sleep on Quentin Grimes, what he's been working on, what he's been practicing, and who he's been working with. That all is key and matters in the offseason. He could have worked by himself. He could have done nothing. He could have just went to the Team USA Select practice and did nothing else. But that's not what he did. He's been working with NBA greats, working by himself, and working with the Team USA Select team. That tells me he wants to get better. That tells me he knows exactly what's wrong with his game and what he needs to get better at. The New York Knicks have a gem in Quentin Grimes. He's going to take a leap this season, in my opinion, and I can't wait to see what happens in training camp. A lot of people don't think that he's going to take that starting role. I'm going to argue if he can do this and more during training camp, not only is he going to take it, it's going to be clear from day one who that starting position goes to. And hopefully, it's Quentin Grimes. Randle and Brunson could make All-Star this season. And why could that be important? Why is that important? Well, guys, the last time a New York Knicks duo made the All-Star team together was 11 years ago. It's a Knicks curse, so we need to break it. And Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson might be the duo to do it, at least according to Bleacher Report. According to Zach Buckley of Bleacher Report, he states the following. It's been nearly 11 years since the Knicks have had multiple representatives at the NBA All-Star Game. Back in 2013, it was Carmelo Anthony and Tyson Chandler repping the Eastern Conference, as the two took a break from what became a 54-win season to do battle with the West in Houston. That drought could end this season if Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson continue along their upward trajectories. And I absolutely agree with Bleacher Report here. I think that Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson can both make the All-Star game this upcoming season. Julius Randle is a little bit more of a lock for me because he's already been there, and with Jalen Brunson, we've already seen he's having some of his best games of his career. So I can see him getting back there. Jalen Brunson is a little bit of the question mark, especially with Damian Lillard now being in the Eastern Conference. Because you can say Dame is absolutely going to be an all-star. And now you have to make the argument of who else in the East in terms of guards is going to make it. Now with Damian Lillard in the Eastern Conference, Jalen Brunson being a lock for all-star next season isn't as sure as it was before. So that's the only thing right now. I don't know how the NBA is going to look at the entire Eastern Conference and look at the guards. Obviously, it's going to be how the team performs and where the team is. I think the New York Knicks, if they get out to a hot start, potentially take that number 3 spot in the East. Maybe they can make the argument for Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle to both make the All-Star game. And Zach Buckley absolutely believes that Jalen Brunson will see his first All-Star appearance next season. According to Zach Buckley, he states that Jalen Brunson is the other candidate, and you could argue he doesn't need to do much more than he did last season. Per game contributions of 24 points and 6.2 assists sure feel like all-star numbers, particularly when paired with a tidy 49.1%, 41.6%, and 82.9% shooting slash. If Randle and Brunson can play like they did last year, both should be well deserving of making a return and debut to the All-Star game. No lies detected by Bleacher Report. I actually agree with Bleacher Report here. Now, I know it's been a very tenuous relationship with myself and Bleacher Report. I don't always agree because sometimes, let's be honest, they write articles that are egregious and I don't agree with them. And I call them out for that. But sometimes they don't write articles that are that crazy. This is one of them. I actually agree with this. This makes sense because you're basing it off merit and what you're seeing on the basketball court, and it's about basketball. That's why I can at least agree and understand the perspective here. Even if they went a little bit left with the perspective, I would still be able to understand it because they're talking basketball. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they say, go after stars just to go after stars. I can't get behind that because it doesn't make sense. It's not logical. This right here, Jalen Brunson potentially making his first All-Star appearance with the New York Knicks next season, that's believable. And they made it about basketball, so I can appreciate that. But what about you guys? Do you think the New York Knicks duo and Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle will break the 11-year Knicks curse in terms of All-Stars? 2 All-Stars for the New York Knicks making the All-Star game together. Let me know in the comments below because I would love to hear from you. But until next time, guys, don't forget to smash that like button, leave a comment below, and of course, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans. Peace.